Joy is something we can become, not only something that we feel here and there. Hi there, meditator. Welcome to episode 102 of Master Your Mind video series, your trusted source of inspiration for all things meditation, anxiety, and personal growth. My name is Giovanni Dienstmann. I'm the author of Practical Meditation and the creator of livingthere.com, the #1 non-sectarian meditation blog on the web. And today we're talking about emotions in general and joy in particular. We have this feeling that emotion is something that we feel when we get triggered by an external event. Someone tells us something. We get an exciting news. Something good or bad happens in our life. And then we get triggered to feel a certain way. And that happens. The external world connects with our biology, with our psychology, and then hormones happen. Hormones get thrown into the bloodstream and we feel a certain way. Our body, our mind responds a certain way. However, we can trigger the same thing internally. We can trigger any feeling without any external trigger by ourselves, using memory and using imagination. And that is the principle that loving kindness meditation and some other types of meditation use. We are able to create any feeling by ourselves. And that is great news, because it means that you don't need to depend on the external world to feel happy, well, full of energy, excited. You can cultivate those mental states by yourself. If you think happy thoughts, if you cultivate gratitude and contentment, you will feel happy. You will feel happy for no reason. Maybe nothing different is happening in your life, but you're feeling happier because you are cultivating that inside yourself. And likewise, if you think about things that make you feel sad or angry or fearful, you will feel sad, angry, or fearful, even though nothing is happening objectively in your life. We have the power to create any mental and emotional state. And that's one of the insights from meditation. We may not be consciously exercising that power, but we have it, and we can do it. Positive psychology knows that practicing gratitude makes you happy. There are heaps of studies about it. It's perhaps the easiest, quickest way to feel happy is to practice gratitude. That's just one of the many examples of how you can create an emotional state. When you practice loving kindness meditation, you bring to mind a memory of a time that you felt incredibly loved, accepted, and appreciated. And then you enhance that feeling, that emotion inside of you. And likewise, if you practice a technique that I developed called blissfulness meditation, you become happier without anything else needing to be there in your life for you to be happier. Now, some people may ask, is this fake? Am I just pretending it? And no, it's not fake. It's not fake because the same areas of your brain will light up whether you are experiencing fear right now or whether you are remembering an experience of fear. And that's the whole reason why anxiety is a big problem, because there's no real problem in the present moment. There's no real threat, but your mind and your body believes that there's a threat, and then it's as if there is a real threat right now. So this is already happening for us, but it's often happening in the negative side of things. Now, if we become aware that we can create any mental and emotional state at will, then we can do it more purposefully, more consciously. We can choose to cultivate joy rather than grief, courage rather than fear, love and appreciation rather than rejection, hatred and anger. And that's my invitation for you today, for this week, to choose to cultivate joy, happiness, contentment, whatever word works for you. And that's something that it feels good, but it not only feels good, it is good for you. Because when you're happy, people like you more. It's better for your relationships. When you're happy, you complain less. You feel more grateful. You are less irritable. When you feel happy and content, there are less reasons for you to go into negative habits, into unhealthy habits, because you know how to feel good from inside yourself without depending on other people. And when you feel happy inside yourself, then there's less chance that you'll be in a bad relationship, that you'll be a doormat, and that you let other people push your boundaries, because you know you don't need anyone to be happy, to be complete. And that's a huge shift for many people. Is this making sense? If so, please write yes. So, what are the practices we can do to cultivate joy and contentment? The first one is to practice positive self-talk. Self-talk that uplifts you, that pays attention to the good things, to the right things, that tells yourself stories that are positive and uplifting. Because you cannot control the events that happen in your life. Not really. But you can control the stories you tell yourself. If you got fired, if someone is not talking to you anymore, if the economy is going bad, if the country is going insane, still you have control over the stories you tell yourself, what you choose to pay attention on. And that's the only thing you can control 100%. So when you find yourself engaged in negative self-talk, perhaps it's self-doubt or fear or feeling that you're not good enough or feeling that things are going to happen and you're going to be broken. Just stop for a moment and ask yourself, is this really true? And if it is true, then ask yourself a second question. Is it useful? Is it helpful? Is it empowering you to live a good life, or is it just dragging you down for no good reason? So that's the first practice to cultivate joy, is to transform your self-talk into more positive self-talk. The second practice is to incline your mind to joy. Certain things in your life bring you joy. Pay more attention to them. And gratitude is one of the practices that you can do for that purpose. The mind will take the qualities and the shape of that upon which it dwells consistently. If you keep thinking of horrible things, threats, and danger, your mind will become like that. It becomes easier and easier for the brain to continue in that flow of thinking. Now, if you do the opposite, and you stop paying attention to these things, to the things that you cannot do anything about, and you focus on the good things, on pursuing your goals, on living a life that is true to yourself, on feeling appreciation for the good things that are happening every day, then your mind will more naturally become happy and content. It's a habit. You can create a habit of fear or a habit of courage, contentment, joy. And the third practice for cultivating joy in your life is to expose yourself to stimuli that are uplifting. So that means spending time in uplifting environments, talking with the right type of people, having the right type of people in your life, reading things and watching things that uplift you, that make you feel better, rather than that capitalize on your fear and your anxiety to sell you things that you don't need. So that was the message today. In summary, meditation teaches us that we have the power to cultivate any mental and emotional state, that we can feel joy and contentment at will from inside ourselves without needing anything special to be happening in our life. And it's important that we understand that and we practice that purposefully, because joy and contentment not only feel good, but they are good for you. They are good for your relationships. They are good for your health. They make you a more pleasant person. They make you complain less. And the main practice for developing joy is to inclining your mind to joy and contentment, thinking about positive things. Doesn't mean hiding away or turning the blind eye to the problems that you need to fix, but it means to choose to tell yourself stories that are positive and empowering, that move you forward rather than drag you down. If you have found this video useful, and if you want my help to live a life with greater joy and contentment, and to also develop many other virtues, then join the Limitless Life program. And until then, take care.